Welcome to Concussion Talk Podcast. This is episode 27. My name is Nick Mercer, and today I'll be talking to Siobhan Karam, a sport physiotherapist focusing on concussion management. Siobhan will be talking to us today about Sport Physiotherapy Canada's second annual and most recent Concussion Symposium held in Ottawa over the past weekend. Okay, I'm on the phone now with Siobhan Karam. And Siobhan would like to please introduce herself and talk about a little bit about Sport Physiotherapy Canada and the Concussion Locker Room. That's part of that website and association. So, Siobhan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Siobhan. I'm a physiotherapist at the Cleveland Clinic Midtown in Toronto. Like Nick said, I'm on the concussion committee for Sport Physiotherapy Canada. We have a new locker room online at sportphysiotherapycanada.com. And we formed our committee about 2 years ago now. On the committee, there is Catherine Schneider, Jenny Day, Heather Clegg, Deanna Molden, Mark Rizzardo, and myself. And what we've set out to do is translate concussion knowledge from research into practice for all of our members. And so we've organized a concussion symposium every year. It's been annual so far. So this year we hosted the second annual concussion symposium in Ottawa. And what we're doing so far is we're piggybacking the Grey Cup. So we're traveling around to each city that's hosting the Grey Cup and trying to do our event in conjunction with the Grey Cup. That way we can reach out to all physios across Canada. So this year it was in Ottawa at the Infinity Convention Center. It was a beautiful, beautiful venue, and we had excellent high-caliber speakers from all over the country. So I can tell you a little bit about each speaker. Nick, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Well, let's tell hopefully some Americans are listening as well, and they know the Grey Cup is CFL's. The Super Bowl is a big name for it, but it's CFL's championship game. I guess Siobhan, could you just talk about what you discussed at the symposium, and who your guests were, and what you personally talked about. I know you had a case study in the closing remarks to give as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the concussion was focused more on the clinical considerations of care. So we had some experts like Catherine Schneider speak. She gave us an update from Berlin. So Berlin is where we had the international consensus on concussion in sport. 2016 was the fifth one. So we updated our best practice guidelines internationally. And so Catherine had a big part in that conference. And so she did a summary of all the research, which was awesome. And then we had some people from the government come and speak, just from a federal level. We had Jocelyn East from Sport Canada. And then we had Pam Fuzeli from Parachute Canada. So we do a lot of work with them as well. And then
what are Parachute Canada? I know Injury prevention?
Injury prevention, yes. Concussion is just one of their areas. Okay. Parachute's basically a national charitable organization, and to summarize kind of what they do is they prevent injuries and save lives. So a lot of their work has been geared towards that. So they have a huge concussion harmonized program going on. So if you visit their website, I think you could probably pull that up later, Nick. It's parachutecanada.org. There's a nice summary of everything they're doing, and they're basically amalgamizing a protocol across all national sport organizations in Canada. So Pam gave us an update on that. So if you visit the website, you can see more about what's going on at that end. Locally, we had Dr. Roger Zemek from CHEO come speak. He gave us a really good emergency department perspective. And he did a fantastic study in the 5 Ps, so prognostic factors, looking at children with concussions. And so again, if you go to our website, you can see all their bios and links to their research. And then we had Isabel Gagnon. I have to go pull them all up because I don't have them right in front of me, so I can do that later. So I don't have the details of all their talks right in front of me. But it was a lot of information condensed into one day, and everyone was so thorough, so it was fantastic. We had Isabelle Gagnon. She came from Montreal, and she spoke a lot about the importance of exercise and exercise testing and exercise treatment post-concussion. So I know everyone knows the old approach was to rest until asymptomatic, but the new approach everyone's taking now that the evidence supports is to get people back exercising right away, as long as you respect their symptoms. So Isabelle did a great workshop on that. We had an optometrist, Shirley Blanc, come as well and talk about the visual components of concussion. We had a sports medicine, actually two sports medicine doctors, Dr. Jamie Kissick from Ottawa, he's the Red Blacks physician, and then we also had Dr. Laura Purcell come from here, and she talked more about the pediatric perspective. We did some sport-specific stuff, so we had different experts talk about different sports. So we had Timberly George, she's from our national board at Sport Physio Canada. She spoke about rugby. Mark Rosetto did soccer. And then we're fortunate to have guests from Hockey Canada and the International Ice Hockey Federation. So Mark Aubry and Todd Jackson both spoke on that level. At lunchtime, we did a great exhibit viewing, and we heard from some vendors that are advertising new products in the concussion world. And then after lunch, we went through two breakout sessions. So Isabelle Gagnon ran the exercise component, and we had Catherine Schneider run the cervical and vestibular component. So we really did some hands-on practice, trying to help all the new physios and the physios learning about how to manage concussions. We tried to just give them more of a hands-on perspective so that they can bring what they learned back into clinic. And then we had Dr. Chantal Debert come from Calgary. She spoke about headaches and the difficult patient and the different medical considerations on that end. We had John Cornish, a CFL athlete, speak about his battle with concussions. He had a great career in the CFL. So again, if you visit our website, you can see his bio and everything he went through. Excuse me. And then we did a question panel at the end. So we let the audience speak to all of the experts. Oh yes, my case study. So I did a case study with Dr. Shirley Blanc. We share a lot of patients in the GTA. So we had a very complex case history. We took some videos and presented that to everyone. So it really was a fascinating case, and it was nice to hear from other experts giving us their opinion on how to manage that case better. And then I closed up with the remarks. We did some fun draws, and then we hosted a social at the end of the day at my dad's restaurant. So it's Eddie's Diner on Bank Street in the Glebe. It's at Bank and Second. So we had a really fun evening. Everyone was there from 6 till 1 in the morning. We had live music. So it really was a fun day.
Nice. Sounds like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you would like? Actually, one before I ask that, I found this predicting persistent post-concussive problems in pediatrics.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's the right one. You got all those P's. Mm-hmm. It's a great tool. It was a huge study that he did. So
ConcussionsOntario.org.
Yeah.
And so is there anything else you would like to add to this?
In regards to the Concussion Symposium, well, we are planning our symposium for next year. We're thinking we'll probably go out west. We're not sure if we'll do it exactly on Grey Cup weekend. It is quite a busy weekend, and it seems to fall on American Thanksgiving, and we do like our American speakers to come. So we might tailor it a bit around that, maybe before or after the date. So our concussion committee will be having another meeting soon just to schedule in a date for next year, lock it down. And then we'll start putting some information up on the website so that everyone can get a preview of what's to come next year.
And what are your websites? And the websites or Facebook pages or Twitter pages you'd like to mention?
Okay, so let me pull them up on here.
What you're doing, yourself.
My personal stuff.
Company,
My company. So yes, I've also launched a small business, so a small company, and our company sells concussion medical supplies. So as a physiotherapist, I need a lot of tools to assess and treat my concussion patients. And it's really a new area. So there aren't any companies out there that make supplies that are tailored specific to concussion rehab. So our first product is the joint position air headlamp. So we call it the Concussion Lab laser headlamp. And it helps us measure proprioception of the cervical spine. So basically the sense of awareness of the neck in relation to the head and the body. And then we use it also for rehab exercises to do neck and head and eye exercises, work on dynamic and static stability, and that kind of thing. So I've designed this product with my company. So we have it now on the market. Our website is concussionlab.com. You can follow us on Twitter at concussion_lab and on Instagram as well at concussion_lab. And we'll be adding new products to the store shortly. So just keep visiting the site and you'll see updates with all the new products. And we really want physiotherapy clinics out there to start concussion programs because there's a lot more people wanting to treat and assess concussions. So we want to make sure that everyone has all the tools and then, of course, uses our standardized guidelines to be assessing and treating concussions. And then Sport Physiotherapy Canada, you can follow us at Sport Physio Can on Twitter. And on Facebook, it's at Sport Physio Canada.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so great. So that's okay. So thanks so much for talking about this today, and we kept this one also short as well, so that's good. And thanks. It was a very informative discussion about it. And good to hear about the next year's Concussion Symposium is still in the works, so it's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you so much for having me, Nick. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks again to Siobhan for an excellent and very informative conversation. Every episode of Concussion Talk Podcast and Phoenix Concussion Recovery Podcast are available on my website, www.concussiontalk.com, with links to where you can find them on iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud. The music at the beginning of this podcast is by Ben Sound, www.bensound.com.